Instead of drying the pieces of sky, leave them trapped in the wet and coat and have others fly to meditation of the sun's reality is the flash of fire.
His solo exhibitions include the Musée d'Art Contemporain, Strasbourg, and the Musée du Jeu de Paume, Paris. His film Cinelandia, made with Elfie Turpin, is present at Doclisboa' in the section International Competition Short Films.
Cinelandia is a particular project because it was produced in collaboration with my collaborator and the curator Elfie Turpin, who's a French curator based in Paris, and who could not be here today, but we have thought and written together the intervention that I will present today. And this film is part of a very long research process. It began in 2008 during a residency in Brazil, in Rio de Janeiro. And at the very beginning, it is ensured on the careful observation on a specific site, the Villa Canoas, which is the only and first glass house built by Oscar Niemeyer in the early 50s, in the forest of Tijuca, just behind Rio de Janeiro, for him and his family. And the house was inhabited only a few years and has been since in a kind of state of coma or collapse. And it's like this house is stuck in a loop because beyond its architectural qualities and design, the house remained totally empty, and there is just a guardian who keeps the swimming pool running and just paying some time, but nobody lives there since the 60s, since the beginning of 60s. And we focused on the very specific situation of this site, which is really a glass house with organic reforms, which also built out of glass, steel and concrete, totally escapes the modernist grid. Like it's a very particular shape, almost like a sculptural shape, and it's kind of in situ house. It's built around a huge granite boulder, and the site also overlooks a ravine, and it's topped by a huge brutalist building in ruins. Our first idea with Elfie Turpin was to intervene directly in the house and to work on an exhibition display that was simply to make some modest gestures. Exhibition was then transformed into a film. And as we prefer to think that an exhibition has no subject, that the exhibition is a space and a space of thought, the film has no subject either. The film is neither a film about the house nor around the house, but the movie thinks in the horizon of the house. The film thinks in the horizon of the house. And this space and these spaces, the house in the forest in the house, call a bunch of fragments of stories, pre-existing stories. We filmed and observed meticulously the house as an ecosystem with its environments, fauna, flora, climate through the game of day and night reflections. And as you saw, in a way, the house really absorbs the jungle, or is absorbed by her. I think it was really in the concept of Niemeyer with his house. So I tried to show in my very bad English, I'm sorry, the transition from the gallery and the first setting of the film, the first point of view, and the link with sculpture and the other films, to now the single screening in the frame of the festival, which is totally different for me. It was really new to see it in this frame also, and it's a different film, I think. And also maybe I try to connect the link between fiction, documentation, and documents as the voiceovers, but also the documentation of the house itself. Mm-hmm. So, yeah. I think that's it. Thank you for listening. I'm sorry for my
Thank you, Luigi.
About 10 years ago, I asked someone to buy the book in Germany, because at the time it was still available, and to read it for me, because I don't speak German. And that person said that it was quite an incredible text, and that it was very strange that it was so forgotten and unknown, even in Germany. And it had never been translated in any other language. And I said, this is interesting. So I went on making this film like this, just thinking that I would trust that the content of that book. That's what I did, and then I worked with Peter Hoffman, that you see in the film, that read the novel. It's the last person that read the novel for me, and he knowing my other films and knowing me, he picked a number of chapters, and I picked a number of chapters too, just based on the titles, and we went from there. So the randomness is also related to that, in a way, related to the fact that it's only short extracts of the book that you hear, that were picked up in a way randomly also, and at the same time for me it related with the question of control, which I am kind of pursuing in my different films.
Use chance in the way of the 9 parts to get together. How do you think chance is connected with the fascism?
Yeah, I think it's a question of the control of the filmmaker, and the question of just what happens when you watch a film and you go along the way of the film, the way the randomness gives you that sense of, I'd say, uncertainty and that at the same time that power to build the film from your audience point of view.
I was thinking of this randomness and the choice of using a mechanical dispositive, device, to be true to this randomness, and the choice of more organic, which is you choosing the chapters.
Well, you know, I make films. It's a bit strange, especially for this one. I make films almost by myself, in a way. At the same time, that film is also based on very strong relationship, relationships with Gunther Anders, relationship with Peter, with Natalie, that was with me all the way, that for that shooting, for that number of years. So, I mean, it's not, it's some sort of maybe dialectics that happens between some sort of tension between control and trying to pull back.
Our time is up, but thank you very much for your questions. Thank you very much for your presence here. And let's continue our conversation outside.
Tem condições,
O filme se chama Raia, filmado em preto e branco, e há muita gente que já não filma em película porque é complicado. Então talvez você conte para nós como é que você decidiu fazer filme em que aparecesse risco.
Bueno, a razão de filmar em película, eu comecei o filme no 2009 e entretanto filmei durante 5 dias a primeira parte do inverno e achei que aquilo estaba inacabado. Eu sou também uma pessoa que vai muito devagarinho, muito lento, não tenho apoio, não tenho nada. Então só decidi fazer a segunda parte agora em maio deste ano. E, bueno, de facto o filme foi acabado de montar faz apenas uma semana, é decir, é mesmo recente. E pronto, foi filmado en branco preto porque había unha intención, bueno, para min esa zona da fronteira non é casual que sexa a periferia de outros países, a outro modo de vida, o sea, as leis ainda non chegaron lá, están a medio camiño, están quasi chegando, o modo de viver da gente ainda é, bueno, para mí pertence a outra época, se calhar, non sei se é unha visión romántica da miña parte, e entón filmar en branco preto era para falar dun espazo que ainda non se sabe ben cando foi filmado eso, non? Quería deixar esa indefinición temporal e o preto branco acho que me ajudou moito iso. A día de hoxe é moito complicado filmar en película porque é máis costoso, porque require outra atención distinta, mas eu acho da miña parte Para mí foi muito bom filmar em película porque obriga-te a ser mesmo muito preciso, porque claro, tens tantos metros de película, a película é muito cara, então quando filmas estás aí com o cronómetro mesmo, sabes, com uma certidão e uma atenção que para mim, que era o primeiro filme que fazia, acho que me deu muito bem mesmo, que me ajudou muito a escolher e não filmar muito e depois ter quase, o que viram vocês é quase montagem de câmara. O sea, apenas me sobraram, em brutos, apenas me sobraram 10 minutos.
Eu ia passar o Natal, a minha família, portanto, estas duas senhoras é minha avó e a minha tia. São duas irmãs que vivem juntas já há cerca de há mais de 10 anos, desde que o meu tio morreu naquela casa. Aquela casa era um espaço muito especial e o Iroatos reparou, não é? Uma pessoa de fora que achou fantástico, nós também achávamos, obviamente, mas... E sugeriu nós propormos fazer essa proposta de passarmos lá uma temporada com elas. E o leite creme também veio de arrasto, porque nós também comíamos o leite creme no Natal e era fantástico, né? Nós tínhamos digital, sistema digital, estávamos a experimentar uma câmara nova também, tínhamos tempo e fomos filmando. Portanto, filmámos de facto muito material e o processo de trabalho foi sobretudo na montagem.
Para dizer a minha apreciação global gostei muito da cor, gostei muito do silêncio e de uma certa serenidade que se nota em duas pessoas que estão numa fase à espera de Godot, não sei qual é o Godot, não interessa, à espera de serem embora. Parabéns.
Obrigada.